Well, that is the dumbest mistake I've ever made in a kart race. Oh man. This is one of the cheapest competitive karting events you can do, and at less than $45, we're gonna get an insane amount of track time against some of the country's fastest drivers. The only problem, I'm an idiot. No.
But it's not just me competing today. This is Frank, my girlfriend's dad, who has just recently discovered his love for karting. Now, Frank has never driven in a competitive race event, but in preparation for this event, he's been studying. Frank is enrolled in my online coaching program, the Karting Handbook, and in many ways, he is a model student. But as you'll see later in this video, he's going to learn the hard way just how much he has left to learn.
Sorry, Frank.
Now, one of the reasons I really wanted to do this event in particular is because it's classed by weight, which is pretty rare for indoor karting. So for example, Frank falls into the heavyweight category.
Oh, here we go.
I'm in the middleweight category.
3, okay.
And this guy is competing as a lightweight.
You have the track record, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see, 55. Jesus, now I know why I have the track record. That's nuts.
In qualifying, we'll be mixed up with drivers of all weight classes, but supposedly we're supposed to be properly divided for the races. At least that's in theory.
So we're about to head out into our first session, which is qualifying, and honestly, I don't think Frank has any idea how competitive this is about to be. We've got drivers who are competing in nationals in this race, so this is no joke. Let's see how he fares.
Okay, quali. Only 10 minutes to get a lap time in, and we've got some of the most competitive drivers from around the country. Some of these drivers are literally competing in the national championship, so I need to get temperature in fast. I'm gonna try and follow these other drivers a little bit so I can get lay of the land. I have been to this track before, and obviously tracks like this, these indoor tracks, change so much depending on temperature. Sometimes the lines can completely change.
Which we'll definitely see as the night goes on.
Oh god. It's so slippery down here, oh my god. They've also got a boost button, which is going to make the overtaking interesting, but it also is really important to use it in the right place in quality. Oh, it's so slippery. Unlike I normally would, I've actually moved my seat all the way back to try and get as much grip on the rears, because how slippery this track is. The track is also going to build temperature throughout the night, because we've got a bunch of fast drivers driving on it at once. Gonna make a huge difference the farther into the night we go. I wonder how Frank's getting on. This for sure is gonna be the most competitive event he's ever done.
At the moment, it's looking like Frank's driving is a real mixed bag. On the downstairs concrete sections, he's really struggling with keeping all 4 tires planted at all times. But then on the upstairs section, which is made from grippy plywood, he's definitely a lot cleaner, but is still not comfortable with his racing lines.
I've been coaching him offline, off camera for the last couple of months, and he's been getting through the Karting Handbook step by step, but this is definitely a big bite to chew off. Hopefully this is the wake-up call for him to take his driving to the next level. Indoor karting in the States definitely used to be my forte. Like I was pretty freaking quick at it, but now I'd say I'm definitely faster in outdoor rental karting, probably because I've just been doing more of it. But yeah, I mean, when the track's this slippery and the karts are this torquey, I definitely struggle a little bit more. These guys are also just rapid. I think it's probably hard for some of you to comprehend, especially if you're from the US or other countries where maybe rental karting isn't as competitive, but in the UK, people take this stuff very seriously. 100% why I think you could actually develop the skills necessary to drive real race cars just through rental karting. Honestly, you'd be surprised. And I think I'm living proof of that. Oh no, Frank's up there and he's just blocking everybody. I don't think he has any idea that this is qualifying and there's no point in fighting. He just let us around and follow our lines. Oh no, this is gonna really, because this is when the track's the hottest, I won't be able to get in a fast time. Oh, thankfully he overtook himself. Oh. A bit of racing and qualifying, I couldn't help myself.
But before we knew it, the qualifying had come to an end, and probably just in time before we got a bad reputation for ourselves. Now this event is definitely far in the deep end for Frank at his experience level, but hopefully he can improve through the night.
How I can improve, but I'm definitely lost once again. Never mind. Oh well.
Okay, 55, I'll take that. 2.7 tenths off, full. We can work from there, actually. Genuinely, we can work from there. And keep in mind, there's also probably lightweights ahead of it too, so there's my excuse.
And speaking of excuses, group number 2, who qualified just after us, qualified 1.2 seconds faster than the fastest time in our session, which number 1 shows how competitive this event is, but number 2 shows how quickly the track is evolving with temperature. Honestly, Frank isn't ready for this kind of competitive racing environment. He should be focusing on his own, doing lap by lap by himself. But for now, the short-term focus is for both of us to score as many points in the next 2 races. I'll explain how it all works later, but basically we want to try and get into the fast semi-final group.
Okay, here we go. First heat race. Some of the fastest drivers in the country are in this race, so I gotta really bring my A game.
And to my surprise, there are drivers from all weight categories in this race, meaning I'm gonna have to fight with the lightweights toe-to-toe.
Literally got the track record holder of this track in this race, so game on. No! Oh no! Oh, I fucked up there. I shouldn't have gone wide. Oh, I might have saved it though. I might have saved it. Okay. Whew. Oh no! Thank you. You saved my ass. Oh. Oh. Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. Oh, I just lost so much time though to the leaders. Honestly, I don't know if I'm going to be able to pick up the pace to stay with them. It might be a bit of a defensive race, but just put my head down and focus for a couple of laps here and get some temperature.
But as it turns out, I wasn't the only one struggling for temperature. It really is treacherous out there, but hopefully it isn't that way for long.
The session after us already gained a second of lap time because of track temperature, so I imagine this track is just going to keep getting faster and faster through the night. So I need to keep moving my brake reference markers and pick up my throttle points a bit earlier, the faster the track gets. Keep forgetting to use the boost button. He's breathing down my neck. Come on, push, push, push. These are short sprint races, so you don't have a lot of time to make moves. Oh, he's right on my ass, Jesus Christ. Shouldn't have looked back. Some battling up ahead. It's good for us. It's a big pack behind me. Whew. Oh, I'm full focus right now. Oh, we've caught up to these guys a lot from all their battling. That's good. Could put us in a sticky situation with the cars behind though, if we're not careful. Oh, my foot got stuck in the brake there. Oh no, that was the mistake I didn't want to make. Oh no, I'm gonna get a freight train here. No, that was a big mistake. Oh no, it's getting dicey now. Oh, that was a big, big mistake for me. Jesus. Right. Don't want to dwell on it too much. Just need to put my head down and close out the rest of this race. Oh, let's get the grip's getting really weird in that last corner. It's got basically grip spots. Really slippery in some places, super grippy in others. Need to pick the right line. In situations like this where temperature is making the big difference, you basically got to drive where everyone else is driving. Otherwise, you're missing out on all the grip. You might think you have a clever line, but it's not going to work if there's no temperature where you're driving. If you want to get faster in rental karting, be sure to use the discount code on screen for the karting handbook. It's my 30+ lesson video course that teaches you how to just be a faster rental karting driver. And basically, I'm teaching you the techniques that took me from rental karting to cars, but also the techniques I learned in cars I wish I had known in rental karting. You've already helped hundreds of students shave seconds off their lap times, and if you don't believe me, check out the Discord server. There we go. Yeah, so much better when I just took it a little bit wider. It's kind of like finding wet lines, but in this case, we're just trying to find temperature spots.
But once you find those hot spots, you're going to have so much more grip, and it seems like Frank's actually managed to figure it out pretty quickly. Look how much smoother his driving is now. But me, on the other hand, I was having a much harder time managing these temperature hot spots, especially in this corner.
No. Well, the drama happened, but it was my own drama, unfortunately. God, that corner is so tough, so easy to spin. You hold the brake for even just a microsecond too long and boom, you swapped ends. All right, I think it's gonna be a survival mode race now. I think this might be lap traffic too, so hopefully they get out of the way in time. Just gonna have to send it. Whew, okay. Neutral steer into the corner, boom, on power, nice, okay. Got someone right on our ass though. I don't know if it's a lap traffic guy. Nope, I don't think it is. Oh, I'm hitting the barriers way too much. Oh, I keep forgetting to use the boost. God dang it. Alright, that's my own damn fault. It's like, why am I getting gapped on this straight? It's like, you're not using the boost, duh.
But I wasn't the only one making mistakes. Because you're constantly locking the rear brakes in that corner, there are a lot of really high temperature hotspots, and it's pretty easy to spin. Now, Frank has lost a ton of ground, but he's got a strategy to make up the time. Now, in all fairness to Frank, we don't have a lesson in the karting handbook about rules, and it would seem Frank views the yellows as an optional. But luckily for him, before he could get into any real trouble, our first heat had come to an end.
Oh, checker flag. Alright, well, we definitely fell back a couple of places, so not the best result, but let's actually see where we finished.
So for our first heat of the night, I finished in 6th place, but Frank finished in 10th, which honestly for an event this competitive is really impressive on his part. But even so, I thought I could help him out a bit by checking out his pre-race preparation strategy.
Frank is not messing about. He's got email printouts of all of his Team Sport timesheets from this track.
Yeah,
I'm gonna blow your mind. Do you know there's an app for this?
probably, but yeah. Good about
Old
it,
school,
yeah.
proper old school.
Yeah, absolutely.
The lap sheets are definitely old school, but old school isn't always a bad thing when it comes to driver development.
So Frank, what do we have here?
We have a bit of preparation, really. My notes and some reminders around how to take a corner, how to take apexes, and it'll prove useful later on the track, I'm sure. Really.
I'm sure it will. 99% of rental car drivers never even get to this stage, which to me is like, it's just a no-brainer. It's free lap time. So if you want to download the track notes template, it's free and there's a link down in the description. So give it a try.
Be prepared, we'll go nowhere.
So with the pre-race prep out of the way, it was time for heat number 2, the last race we have to score points before determining our semi-final race position.
Okay, heat number 2. Let's try not to make the same mistakes I did last time. I need to score good points here in order to get a good position for the semi-final and final. Elbows out for sure. Tires are cold, track is hot. Let's see what we can do. Just went behind his helmet when it went green. It's alright, wasn't too bad of reaction time. Oh, that's gonna screw me over.
But it wasn't just the midfield getting the elbows out. This is what racing looks like on a super tight track like this.
That was a bit cheeky on the yellow. But I think we just edged out there. Oh yeah, run the tape back if that was legal, but I'm gonna take it until someone tells me otherwise.
But seemingly right as I thought I had gotten away with it, this happened.
Oh, I don't even know where the reverse is in these carts. Oh no, that was the dumbest mistake I've ever made. Oh my god, after a half decent start of position. Oh, L's in the chat, man. L's in the chat.
But on the bright side, at least I know I have a loving girlfriend who will support me no matter where I finish. Yep, maybe not. This is gonna be a long night.
All right, one position back. Come on. We're not giving up. At least not yet. There we go. Big grip there on the concrete. Come on, push, 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 push. Oh, that's Frank up ahead. Hopefully we can get around him quickly. Just get an overtake in there. Come on, Frank. I know he's not going to let me around, so I'm going to have to overtake him fair and square. Well, maybe not fair. Bye. Sorry, Frank. Push, push, push. Oh, I cannot get over the fact that I made that mistake. Oh my god, I really should be focusing, but that was exceptionally dumb. Come on, I can catch these two, I think. These are short races. I gotta make moves fast. Alright. You look for a move here. He's going defensive. Hopefully I can follow this guy through, maybe give him a bump draft. But if I can overtake them both in one fell swoop, that would be ideal.
Now, one of the things making it difficult to overtake here is I think we're all three of us in different weight classes, and therefore we have slightly different racing lines.
Good exit, come on. Boost. Oh, I'm losing too much time. They're just fast enough that it's pretty tough on a tight track like this to get around, but inevitably, especially when they're driving defensive like this, there's gotta be a moment. The rule is 50% overlap to have right of way in this at this track, so I gotta really stuff a nose in there to be able to get a move done legally. Come on. Oh, this could be an opportunity. Oh, yep, I had to take it. It was a bit aggressive, but if it was now or never. Let's see if we can get this driver in the green helmet also. Boost. Looks like he's boosting in the same place. I honestly don't know who's a lightweight, who's a heavyweight. I'm not sure if we're actually racing against each other for points, or I honestly have no idea. So I'm going to treat everyone like my enemy at the moment. There's no such thing as friends in sprint racing.
And I wasn't the only one living by that phrase either. Frank was definitely upping his aggression levels too, but so was the rest of the grid. Unfortunately for him though, I think that maybe caught him off guard a little bit and he started making a few more mistakes. And this race isn't getting any easier for me either.
Damn. Gonna have a good run there if I hadn't tapped him. It's just lap traffic. Oh, come on, dude. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wow, what was that? Do you see him just pushing me over to the inside? Like, it might not be lap traffic, but either way, it's a dirty move. I've lost a lot of time now to this guy in the green helmet. Put in some clinical laps. See if we can catch him. Need every position, every point we can get here. I'm using techniques from the karting handbook right now. I'm trying to get neutral steer in as much of the corners as possible. That's when you flick the kart in and it looks like the steering wheel is perfectly straight, but you're actually turning around the corner. And the way you're able to do that is by steering with the pedals, with your throttle and brake inputs. The fastest way to drive pretty much around any track and any vehicle is to get that perfect neutral steer, as long as the tires can cope with it. Not every tire can cope with it, but certainly in these karts, that's the way to do it. But it's much easier said than done, trust me. Yeah, that was a big mixed bag of understeer and oversteer. I didn't really get that perfect neutral steer. Really trying to keep my eyes cemented as far forward as possible, looking at each apex, each exit, each break point as far in advance as possible. That really slows down the cart and makes it much easier to drive at high speeds. The walls are also close. It's kind of hard to do. But yeah, if you get it right, I mean, it literally feels like you're driving 2 miles an hour, which just means your brain is essentially has a bigger capacity. That was perfect neutral steer. Okay, we might have a chance before the end of this race to make one more overtake. Come on. Just need to line up a solid move. Oh, I went boost there because I thought I might have had an edge. Now I don't have a boost when I'm probably going to need it most, but come on. Just need a good exit here because I don't have boost. Oh, yeah, look how much he's gained there on boost. Boom. Oh, might have actually had a chance had I not done that. Ah, damn. Checkered flag, okay. Well, we did, I think, the best we could with damage limitation there, but can't really forgive myself for that mistake. Let's see where we ended up.
Well, that is the dumbest mistake I've ever made in a kart race. Oh man.
So with my catastrophic spin, I did my best to try and work my way back through the field. Unfortunately for me though, the best I could do was P8, meaning the points haul was probably nothing to write home about.
I think that's really put me on the back foot now for this event. Yeah, not ideal. So we've done our qualifying in 2 heat races, but now this is when the races actually start to matter. So we've got a semi-final race, and as far as I understand, we're basically gonna have a race against the top 12 so far based on points and the bottom 12, 2 races.
Then the top 6 finishers in each of the A and B semifinals will then move on to the final.
So I don't know if I'm better off being at the back of A main or the front of B. I guess we'll find out where I'm gonna be placed here in a moment, so cut to that.
7th. I'm starting 7th in the B main. Definitely not where I was hoping to start from, but it does mean that if I finish 6th or better, then I have a shot at racing in the final. Now at the time, I thought I needed to win the race in order to advance, so that might explain some of the driving you're about to see.
Okay, here we go, the semi-final. I think I need to win this race in order to move forward to the final. Wow, that's a lot of positions to make up now. Okay, there's an overtake. Oh, kind of bullied me back a little bit there. Alright, fair enough. We're net neutral right now, but we lost a lot of time to the leaders from all the fighting. Not ideal, but this is a bit longer of a race, so we've got more time to try and get to the front.
Meanwhile, Frank was having a bit of trouble of his own. The tires are certainly cold now, but the track temperature is going to keep rising and rising throughout this race, and we might even see some record times.
You literally hear the brake pedal rattling behind me of the other driver. Oh, God, that was bad. Come on, focus. Oh, getting bumped out of the way. Whoa. I literally just got bumped out of the way and double. Oh my God. That is dirty. I'm not a vengeful driver, but I think I might have to. Alright, there's one spot. Oh, there's a bit of karma. Okay. Wouldn't say it's the cleanest, most fair racing, but sometimes you gotta fight fire with fire. That's racing.
And speaking of fighting fire with fire, Frank was certainly getting his elbows out too. All that battling didn't really help my situation. I still need to make up one place to make the final.
Oh, I forgot to use the boost button. God, I'm really making a bad habit of that. We're gaining some distance though to this pack behind. That's good because then we can focus on lap time and catching this group in front of us. They're gonna start battling. Everyone's got a battle. Oh, Not clean. Not my best driving. One thing you probably can't tell on camera is that it's like 11 p.m. right now. We've been at this for like 3 hours already, and honestly, I'm just quite tired. I'm shattered, but no excuses. I definitely need to practice more before I do these videos. Oh god.
And if you need evidence of how valuable proper preparation can be, have a look at how far Frank's come since qualifying. His lines are clean, he looks confident, and his lap times are a whopping 3 seconds faster than his previous best at this track.
Look at this pack's catching up to me again. Not good. Boost. Come on. I can feel them inching closer. No mistakes, come on. Just gonna keep working on my precision, visual anchoring points, just looking ahead through the corners and nailing every one of my reference points. My break point, my apex point, my exit points. If I just keep doing that on repeat over and over again, I'm gonna be consistent and I'm gonna have at least half decent lap times. It's only when I'm inconsistent that I'm gonna leave myself vulnerable to the cars behind. He's right there. Oh, wow, so much more grip there now. Just the track getting warmer and warmer through this race. Whoa. Come on, I need to hold this position. If I have to go defensive towards the end, I will. I think that's Ryan behind me. I've raced against him several times before, including at this track and others. So I know he can make the move if he's got an opportunity. Can't let him slip by. And we've got lap traffic up ahead just when you don't want to have to deal with it.
Meanwhile, Frank has the opposite problem. He's currently being lapped by the race leaders. This means it'll be nearly impossible for him to make the final, but in my case, I still just need to make up one position to make it.
Oh, big wheel spin, come on. Come on, buddy. Come on. Oh, this is dangerous. Okay, whew, I think we just barely survived that. I don't know how many more minutes are left here, but I hope the checker comes soon. Because otherwise I am in deep trouble. I have to go defensive here. Gonna have to stop it at the apexes. Oh, you did not have 50% overlap, my friend. He backed out. That was really nicely played. I'm basically gonna have to stop it at apexes so that he can't get a run, can't get a switchback on me. It's a very common technique used in all levels of motorsport, but especially in a tight twisted track like this, it's the only option you got, but it won't matter. Checkered flag. Yeah, that's good. That was elbows out, wasn't it? Yeah, a little bit.
So in the end, I finished 7th place, meaning I didn't make the final. Not my best driving for sure. So needless to say, it was bittersweet watching the final from the sidelines.
That could have been me. One position away, but I made stupid mistakes, so